When you're editing multiple audio clips across multiple tracks inside of a montage, sometimes it can get a little tricky to think about what you're doing to one file and how it affects the other files, especially the placement on the tracks temporally. And that's when the ripple settings come into effect. On this particular montage, I've got several audio clips, and they're all staggered across multiple tracks at different temporal locations. And to show you a little bit more easily how they're arranged on this track, I'm going to double-click on the Files tab. When I do that, it puts the editor in the entirety of your main window. And now we can see all 8 of those tracks. Now let's say that you've got these all timed out to sound perfect on the CD. You've got the right amount of time in between each of the tracks, but then you come back and think, maybe this one track is a little too long. Well, if you don't have the ripple settings turned on, it means that anything that you do to this audio clip will not have any ramifications of the timing of the associated clips on these other tracks. So let's go into the Edit tab and look at the ripple settings. By default, the ripple is set to none, but then there's also a track ripple and a global ripple. Let me show you how this works. I'm going to zoom in right here, and you can see that there's a little bit of a gap that I have predetermined to be on this CD when I render this as an audio CD. And if I change the timing of this clip, in other words, if I wanted to make this track shorter on the CD because it has too much dead air on it, let me just grab that handle right here. Now I'm resizing that clip, but when I do so, it means I'm going to have to go back and drag the clip on track 2 down and retime it, and then go to the clip on track 3 and drag it down so that I don't lose the timing that I had preassigned. Well, that's where the ripple settings come in real handy. I'm going to undo what I just did to that clip, and I'm going to turn the ripple on global. I could assign it to track ripple, and that means that if I change the timing of this clip, then any other clip on that same track will get adjusted to the left or right, depending on which direction I'm dragging it. But with global ripple, here's what happens. I'm going to adjust the timing of that clip, and you'll notice that all of the other clips start to come down with that file. And that way you can make adjustments to any clip on the left-hand side and the timing of any clips on the right-hand side across all of the tracks will be adjusted in time in the same way. It's not going to shorten the clips. All it's going to do is move their placement in time. In other words, it's going to move them temporally. So I can move that down, and then once I get to the other track, I could think, ooh, that one's a little bit too long also, so I'm going to adjust the boundary of that, and you can see how the clips on track number 3 beneath track number 2 will also get adjusted in time, but it will leave the clip on track number 1 alone because it is to the left of the clip that I'm adjusting. So remember to think about those ripple settings when you're adjusting the timing across multiple audio clips inside of your montage. Next, let's talk about adding CD markers.